Hey color kids, it's Katie Carty Hiley from rainbowbrite.net, and I'm back again for What Do You Think? Of course it's another toy review, because it's 2015, the year of Rainbow Brite, and I'm super excited to show you who's next. Because so far we've gotten the itty bitties, we've gotten the full-size twink, and now Starlight, Rainbow Brite. Little wish in the moonlight, sunbeams sparkle and shine. You'll always be a friend of mine. Yeah, we got Starlight. Oh my god, can you tell I'm excited? Look how beautiful he is. As massages the Starlight pillow doll for us. Good girl. So yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to feel about Starlight, honestly. The first prototype they showed online left a bit to be desired. He didn't have all of the colors in his mane. They weren't in rainbow order. He looked kind of sad. His head was kind of droopy. And then they put a picture of this guy up, and I was much more impressed, but I was still a little skeptical. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to feel about him in person. But now that he's here, I want 20 of him. Okay, so obviously first impression, the hair. Look at this mane. Oh my god. Let me get it up closer to the camera so you can hopefully see all of the beautiful colors. We've got purple, blue, there's a light green, or sorry, dark green and then a lighter green. Then there's a bright yellow, a more orangey yellow, bright orange, here's the orange, and fuchsia, which is so pretty. And all of the colors just complement each other beautifully. And all of the colors are also in the tail. And it's so long and flowing and gorgeous. Yeah, it's like longer than his legs by just a little bit. So when he stands, it'll probably be kind of like this, looking gorgeous. And let me show you his face. He's got his star. He's got these gorgeous little eyes. Look at his pink in his ears. Got nostrils. He's got a mouth that's all embroidered. Super high quality. Let you see his feet. And it's just the soft material that the rest of him is. It's very kind of just velvety and squishy and soft. I could totally see a kid just sleeping with this every night, carrying it around everywhere because it's so soft. And he's so well done. Let me see if I can show you some of the stitching, if it'll show up. See, right around his face, he's stitched everywhere so that he, will maintain his shape, so that he has a very well defined shape. I mean, you can see it's like you're seeing his muscles on the front here, which a typical horse would have. And something I just realized as I was getting ready to shoot this video, he has wires in his legs, so you can actually like bend them. You could make him sit down, you could make him just splay his legs completely out, you can pose him basically, which so cool. Did not know that was coming. Are you excited too, Wisp? She wants the horse for herself. Sorry, you've already got the pillow doll. You can't have this one. So, what else can I say about him? He's just beautiful. He's absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to compare him to some of the old Starlights, just so you get an idea, or a better idea of his size and some qualities that are different. And I'm actually starting to think better. And I love the old Starlight, don't get me wrong. Here he is right here. I mean, this is a solid doll. This is from 1984, and he's still kicking it, looking great. But let me point out some differences that I actually like better in the new one. This guy has most of the same colors up here in his mane, but then he's got this weird bright pink, like light pink, that doesn't really seem to go, because it was always bright, like primary colors in the original Rainbow Brite. There wasn't a lot of pastel. I mean, there was tickled pink and moonglow towards the end, but then his tail doesn't have all the colors. It's kind of like McDonald's colored. So that's something I like better about the new one. This guy has a very shiny star, which I love, and he's got little like beady eyes. But I was realizing he has no mouth. He has no nostrils. They are implied by the stitching, I suppose, but so he's really not that detailed. And this is a good thing and a bad thing. He has this hard plastic underneath this velvety material here, which does make it easier to stand him up when his legs are positioned right, but he doesn't have wires. If his legs get misshapen or bent or messed up, you can't really shape them back so well. His back legs are bent a bit, so that helps him stand, but I've got a lot of these guys that just don't stand up. Like this one, for instance, see this leg is kind of wonky and compared to the other. And if I try to, well, I can kind of bend them a little bit, but they'll stay a little while and then they'll go back to being wonky. Yeah, see, I try to stand him up and he's like standing on his tippy toe on one side. So he's a little lopsided. And these guys, thankfully, are in good shape, but so many of these dolls you'll see like on eBay and so forth, the hooves, the plastic under here will actually start coming out of the material. It'll just break the stitching around there, and you'll just start seeing white coming out from his hooves. So, I mean, while these were very well made in the 80s, like I said, they are holding up so well even until today. I'm really liking the detail in the new guy. So while I'm here with all of my Starlights, I figured I would just show them off to you, show you some variants, some differences you can be looking for. Like, look at the yarn. You can see this. This guy's mane, the yarn is thicker than this. Same colors, but thicker yarn. I think you can see that. La la la. Rainbow yarn everywhere. But I was checking their tags. They were both made in Korea, so it's not that they were made in different facilities, which is sometimes the case with variants. So it's probably just at some point they changed materials, and from then on it was thick-haired Starlight. So that's kind of what I call them: thin-haired Starlight, thick-haired Starlight, but they're the same doll. So there's those guys, which are the same size. One of them, like I said, one of them's a little wonky on his feet, doesn't want to stand up, so I'll lay him down. And then there is the Emotions Starlight. Now this guy has the exact same color scheme, mane and tail, and it's the thinner yarn, but well, there's not much difference. He has a tag that says Emotions, and this one still has his other tag as well, but same sparkly, well, yeah, sorry, it wasn't showing up. Same sparkly star, same eyes, but he is, I would say, exactly the same size as the new one. Maybe, yeah, like his legs are thicker. I'll give him that. He's got thicker legs. But other than that, and his head's bigger, that's one thing I feel like his head could be a little bigger. I feel he's maybe slightly disproportionate to his body because he does have a big muscular body. If I were going to ask for an improvement on anything, not that they can still do that because, you know, he's like coming out this week. But that would be my only complaint, is I wish his head was a little bigger like the old one. But I love him to pieces. And here I'll show you also, well, actually wait. There was one more Starlight from the old line. The hard-bodied, there we go, plastic Starlight. And I don't know if they just didn't make as many of him or if people didn't buy him as much, but he's much more rare than the plush one. I paid several $100s for mine many moons ago, and they still go for hundreds on eBay, especially if they're still in the box like that. But that's more like Barbie horse style. I really love the plushies. And then in 2003, 2004, we got this Starlight. This specific one was from Hot Topic. You can see a little Hot Topic tag here, because he just came in a box all by himself. And I'll show you the other one, but he's exactly the same. He just came in a different box. But this guy does not have any purple in his mane. Like the old one, same thing, starts with purple, just like the new one that we're getting from Hallmark. But this guy starts with light blue. Then he's got dark blue. He's got 2 shades of green, 2 shades of yellow, the orange and the fuchsia, but the fuchsia is not quite as bright. And yeah, I'd say he has all the colors in his tail, but they're just not as, it's like there's not as much of it. With this guy, oops, I've already gotten a piece of fuzz on him. Yeah, there we go. That's one thing I forgot to mention. His mane and tail are really thin yarn, but it's so soft. And because it's thin, they could fit more on. So it's just, I mean, in comparison, this guy's tail looks pathetic. I mean, look how swishy and woo! There's just a lot, it's a much higher density, there we go, of hair. There's so much of it. So the thinness in this case is not a bad thing. It's actually a positive because, again, so soft. And this one is bigger than the 2003, 2004 Starlight. Now this guy at least did have a little bit of detail. He has nostrils and you see his mouth. There's his mouth. And little eyelashes. There you go. You can kind of see them. And the eyelashes, those are just kind of like long stitches. I don't think that's embroidery. Oh, he has a little eyebrow. But again, you can barely see these details. Ah! It's too blown out to show them right now. And while I like him, I like his smile. And actually his nostrils are kind of brown. While I do like him a lot, again, he was too small. I would have preferred a larger one. And here's the other set that same Starlight comes in. And this was not sold at Hot Topic. This was probably Toys R Us. I don't see a price tag or anything because I've had him for quite a while. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this was a Toys R Us exclusive. But yeah, he comes with Rainbow Brite, the posable Rainbow Brite, and Little Twink back there. But same exact horse as the one from Hot Topic. So there's your history lesson on all of the different Starlights. I just show you that to compare, contrast, and to show you how awesome this guy really is. I'm really, really impressed. I didn't think I was going to be this impressed. But in the end, there you go. Just those colors. I could stare at this all day long because those colors are so brilliant. They are just super bright and saturated and like, woo, make my eyes happy. And then, you know, I'm looking at my own rainbow hair going, his is way better. So I may have to find some colors that match this and try to do a rainbow that looks more like Starlight's mane. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about Starlight. Oh, and his price, he's $19.95. And his tag also said he was manufactured in June, which is the same as Twink and the Itty Bitties, I believe. So yeah, it looks like they've been making them along the same timeline, and then just releasing them at different times. Getting ready for the holiday season now. So he started shipping this week. He should start showing up in stores as early as this week. Hi, Pumpkin. So if not this week, the next few, he should show up in your local store. So give them a call. If he's not there yet, they can put you on a list to call when he does come in. And eventually he will also be available online at Hallmark.com. I don't know when yet, but at some point I would imagine this fall. Because like Twink right now, he was on it for a little while, but he sold out and he's on back order at the moment. But I'm sure they will be making more. So don't fret if you miss Twink. You will still have a chance to get him in the future. But here's Starlight, the most magnificent horse. I think we will all agree he's fantastic. So yeah, let me know when you get yours and what you think of him. And Wisp and I, if she'll let me, are gonna sign out now. See you next time. Bye. I just realized in my excitement, I forgot to mention a couple of things. First, I forgot to show you him and show you this guy at the same time so you can see the size difference. So he's obviously bigger, but it's not a huge, let me put him in front. It's not a huge difference like I was expecting. When they said 10 inches, I was like, that sounds kind of small. But when you put them side by side, it's not a huge difference. And like I said, he's basically exactly the same size as the Emotions Starlight. Maybe even slightly bigger, at least slightly thicker, if nothing else. And not having to do with Starlight, I forgot to mention that Rainbow Brite herself, the 16-inch new version, is coming out in November. So keep your eyes peeled on rainbowbrite.net, my own website. And if you go to the official Rainbow Brite Facebook page, they are also releasing updates. When they know dates of such things, they'll start posting pictures and let you know that she's coming soon. But yeah, be on the lookout in November for her. And fear not, I'll be doing another video when she gets here. Maybe she can ride on Starlight! Yay! And one other thing. See, I should make myself some notes before I start these videos. Sorry, Whisper is covering it up, but remember this shirt from the spring when they were selling the Rainbow Brite t-shirts and mugs and mouse pads and all that in some select Hallmark stores at the corporate stores? Those same stores now have the same merchandise on clearance, 50% off. So it looks like they're moving it out. It never did show up in any of the smaller franchise stores, so I'm assuming it's not going to. I could be wrong. But at the moment anyway, those are the only stores that it ever showed up in. and now they are clearing it out to make room for more merchandise. So if you have a corporate store near you, and I've got a link to that on my website, but I'll try to also put a link in the description of this video for easier finding. But if you can get to one of those stores, pick this stuff up now while you can. I went and got a second one of these shirts so that I could actually wear one and put the other in the collection because they're so cute and comfy. And I got a couple of mugs and one of the mirror compacts. Yeah, I just wanted a few extra things that I could actually use while they were cheap. So go get some stuff. Yay! I think that's actually everything now. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it all. And we'll be having a new Brightcast episode coming out in the next couple of weeks, so also be on the lookout for that. And have a rainbow day. Bye.